Careful, Nicholas, careful.
Alright.
Careful, Nicholas, careful! What are you doing?
I don't like that everything is confined to this menu at the bottom left.
Well, there's a good reason for that.
Is there?
Well, we've made it far enough. Let's explore a bit. Go to the pictures.
I almost did.
Don't go too far, but just click one of these first few ones. And then you can set it as the wallpaper. Because you would have... No, you wouldn't have. Yeah, you... No, Nicholas, stop. That's their new... These are their old sprite, or well, not sprites, but that's like the Doki original, and the next ones are like their art for the new game. Even though it doesn't use it in the new game.
Oh,
it's just for like...
promotional stuff.
Yeah. Nicholas, stop. We're gonna go through all these later.
Alright.
Every single one. So there.
What's in her hand?
It's a pen that'll write a poem of me. Alright. That's something, if you listen to the entire soundtrack, you realize that every song is the same song, basically. Like, there's like 3 songs in the game.
Pretty much. And I figured there would be.
Understanding, Part 2.
Also, the only songs without piano are the ones before Monica, which is kind of cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah, because she plays piano.
Yeah. Oh, that's rad.
And then like the music when the people's poems is different for each one.
Yeah.
Like Yuri's is like string instruments because it's like sophisticated, and Natsuki's is like recorder because it's like childish.
Understanding, Part 2. Electric Boogaloo.
I like the scene in this one too.
For the first time, Sori is the first to enter the club room. Anxiety courses through her relentlessly. Will Yuri show up today? Sitting at a desk, she stamps her feet in an attempt to calm down.
Why did you stamp? You don't stamp your foot without making a noise. Oh, loud.
Fair enough.
I'm doing everything I can to make Yuri happy. But my best wasn't good enough. But it was still my best. But I'm letting everyone down. I'm always just a disappointment. Oh, empty club.
Siri continues to wrestle with her self-deprecating thoughts. Every tiny noise causes her to lift her head in anticipation of Yuri's arrival.
Make some school
Minutes pass and no one enters the classroom.
Air conditioner.
Make some shoes walking down a hall noise.
Blam!
Just a single one.
Step bitch in the hallway.
You are getting hungry. Not Yuri or Monica. It's getting close to lunch.
Gosh, I'm so late. Why did I offer to help those students with their work? I'm such a pushover sometimes. Hey. It's just going to leave such a bad impression on a new members like Yuri if I'm not the first one there.
Monica rounds the corner, approaching the club room. As she does so,
Yuri?
Ah! Yes, my first ah. Yuri jumps at the sound of Monica's voice.
Was it really?
The first one I caught,
okay.
Yeah. She's sitting outside the club room against the wall next to the door. Embarrassed, she quickly closes the books she was reading and stands up.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry I'm late. You didn't have to wait outside for me. The door of the club room is open. It's not...
Yuri stammers, unable to explain herself. She peers inside the club room.
Yeah, it is open.
And walks away.
Actually, I was just wondering if I could help you today instead. Huh? Me? With club publicity stuff? Yes.
Monica's utterly confused. Why is Yuri asking this all of a sudden? She was so eager to spend time with Sayori before. Did they not get along after all? Monica looks in the club room herself to see Sayori sitting alone inside.
Okay. It's kind of a simple job, but I'd be happy for you to tag along. Me too.
Monica's worried, but she finds it difficult to insert herself into whatever conflict they may have arisen. Yuri has a big head.
She's smart. It's because she's tall. That too.
It's a little ironic. She realizes that she could...
Isn't it ironic?
Iron pick.
Isn't it iron pick?
It's a little iron pick. She realizes that she could be so conflict avoidant after having been in the debate club.
Okay, let's take a walk together. I just have to make a couple copies of this new flyer, then go around the billboards and replace the old ones with the new ones.
Yuri nods and the two set off.
Leaving Sayori alone.
I was gonna say, like, what? The two walk in silence. Without Sayori, Monica finds it quite difficult to strike up conversation.
So, how's everything been going? Fine. That's good.
Neither of them follow up with anything more. You're lame. Monica tenses up this stinted conversation. How the heck did Sayori do it?
Sorry I didn't see you yesterday. I went straight to the computer lab to work on the flyers. Sayori told me. What did you end up doing yesterday? Just some reading. Oh, I'm glad. It's really starting to feel more like a literature club now. Yeah. It's kind of funny. I felt so intimidated at first when I heard about the kind of reading you're into. But you know, it's kind of stupid of me, because I'm just intimidated by things I'm not good at. And it's silly to assume that everyone who comes in the club will just have the same interests as me.
Gross.
But it's so cool you were able to get Sayori into it. It's like the club is working. I'm really happy about that. She's not into it. Huh? She's not into it. I'm stupid for forcing it upon her.
Yuri fell silent again as if startled by her own thoughts but can't figure out how to continue it.
Did something happen?
Yuri sighs.
No, it's just me.
Yuri pauses.
I'm thinking.
Faster. A moment passes in silence and Yuri shakes her head.
I shouldn't be complaining to you all of a sudden.
Don't be silly.
I won't think you're complaining. I just want to make sure you feel welcome. If it's important to that, then you can tell me anything. Well, I do feel welcome. Too welcome, I guess. It's not an issue with the club.
Welcome.
It's just an issue with me. So I feel wrong to inconvenience you with it.
Monica pauses and thinks. But a long time.
Well, what if we put it this way? It's my job as president to understand the needs of my club members, right? We're going to have all kinds of people joining this club, hopefully anyway. And learning about the diverse needs and interests of everyone will help me come up with club activities that everyone can be happy with. That everyone can be happy with? Not only just some people? Of course. I need to be looking out for everyone. Otherwise, what kind of club would it be? I see.
Yuri looks a little more relaxed. It signals Monica that switching from a sympathetic approach to a pragmatic one was a good choice. Each individual truly does have their own needs.
Okay.
Yuri takes a deep breath.
I'm a really weird and awkward person. I've accepted that about myself. I just don't know how to, I guess, connect with other people. How is it so easy for everyone else? How do you just make a conversation about any arbitrary topic? I can talk for hours about the things I'm into. Unfortunately, so much that I don't know when to stop. But for anything else, I just have no idea what to say. So I understand that about myself. I'm just not good with people. I can't help it. So it feels like whenever I'm confronted with a new social situation, I'm either ignored, made fun of, or taken pity on. And Sayori falls into that third category. She what? Hold on, you're saying that Sayori's taking pity on you?
Yuri nods.
I just want to be treated like a normal person. If you don't like me or don't connect with my interests, then just tell me. I can accept that and move on. Sayori is too nice to me. I'm so stupid for not realizing she would just go along with whatever I pushed onto her. Nobody deserves to put themselves through that kind of discomfort, just because they take pity on some weirdo who doesn't know how to make friends. It's the worst feeling. I hate it.
Yuri's sharp words cut through the tense air. Somewhere in the middle of the conversation, the two stopped in the hallway, prioritizing the conversation over their original task. Monica looks at Yuri. Yuri only looks down with her fist clenched.
I think you should tell her that. I could never say something like that to someone's face. It's pathetic. Sayori is different. She's built different. Making people happy is all she cares about. I'm sure that's all she's trying to do. So, if you're able to explain to her what makes you happy, then she'll do anything to make it happen. Yeah, that's the problem. What kind of friendship has one person always trying to cater to the other person's weird needs? I'm sorry, I'm making myself sound so... No, I think I'm starting to understand.
Monica hesitates to finish her thought out loud. Something Sayori would be able to say better. Sayori is someone who will give anyone however much kindness they need in order to smile. But Yuri, who has difficulty accepting kindness, must be driving Sayori to be even more assertive in her kindness, further exacerbating the matter. Neither person is to blame, but it's an issue that can't be resolved without them understanding each other better.
Understanding? That's the story thing. Sayori just wants to be your friend. I promise that. It's okay for different people to have different needs. I mean, Sayori, she has her own needs too. She wants to die. But good friends work
That's a want, not a need.
I need to die.
But good friends work together and can be what they need for each other. You just have to have good communication and talk about it. I don't have good communication.
Yuri stops and shakes her head.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that. My head is just... It's so
Shaking.
resistant. It's so resistant to everything. I'm pushing such a kind person away from me because of it.
Yuri pauses to think.
I'm so tired of this cycle I'm creating for myself. I think I'm so afraid of of people pushing me away that I push them away first. How thoughtless and immature of me.
Yuri takes a deep breath and exhales.
I didn't mean for this to turn into a whole venting session, but I understand that I need to communicate with her. You're totally fine. It's for the club, remember? You're just helping make the club a better place for everyone.
Yeah. Yuri falls silent again. She looks like she wants to say something. Chiquita banana, Obama.
This kind of critical thinking is something that I'm really bad at. You know, about people. So thank you. Anytime.
Monica smiles at Yuri. For just a moment, Yuri finds it in herself to meet Monica's gaze, returning the shy smile of her own.
Monica's gaze.
Her gaze. Yuri and Monica finish replacing the old flyers with the new ones. Filters. More accurately, Monica mostly did the work while Yuri followed along, but as the classroom once again draws near, so does Yuri's confrontation.
I can't do this. Yes, you can. It'll be great.
Yuri sighs and shakes her head.
I'm never going to feel confident enough. I just have to do it. If I don't do it now, I never will.
Yuri starts toward the door, but then turns to face Monica.
You're not just going to wait outside, are you?
Ah!
I can take a walk. Want me to get you a coffee or something?
Tea.
Actually, I prefer tea.
The tea seat.
I like to make my own though, so please don't worry about it. Although, I suppose that's one downside of reading here in the club rather than at home. I don't get to drink tea while reading. Sorry, I guess that has nothing to do with this. You know, now that you mention it... I bet we could get permission to keep stuff for tea in the classroom. You can use, like, an electric tea kettle to heat up water, right?
And a knife to stab
We
yourself.
can keep our own tea seat in the classroom?
Would that really be possible? I'll look into it. I think it'd be great.
Yuri smiles and nods at the thought.
Well, I'll be back in a bit. Good luck.
Monica waves at Yuri, then turns around and departs down the hallway as Yuri's smile fades once more. Moment of that looked weird. Daydreaming about tea isn't enough to save her from the anxiety of the task that lies before her, but it must be done. Taking one more deep breath, Yuri timidly opens the club room door.
Like,
it must be done.
Darth Sidious. Do it. Must be dead. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. Yuri! That was supposed to be a question mark, sorry. Wait! Hold on, I'm not done yet!
Yuri shuffles a bunch of papers around. Yuri stammers, her words suddenly caught in her throat. At that moment she realized Sayori's been spending her afternoon.
I wasn't expecting you to come today. Gross. I was really hoping to make it all the way to the next chapter first. But I got most of the way through it. And look!
Sayori holds up a sheet of paper. It's a page of notes beautifully produced with indentations, categories, and even color coding. As Yuri sees it, her expression shifts from anxiety to despair.
I was afraid you were getting disappointed in me, so I've been trying to really hard.
Stop.
Yuri presses her fist against her forehead.
Please stop. I can't take this.
Yuri?
Sayori's voice quivers in shock after having received the exact opposite response she was expecting.
I'm sorry.
Sayori looks away in guilt.
Did I do something wrong? I don't understand, so if I did something wrong, please tell me.
Yuri shakes her head.
No, it's me. I keep putting myself in all these situations where people are afraid to treat me normally. If you don't like this kind of reading, it's okay. Please just tell me. I don't need to be treated differently just because I'm weird.
But I don't treat you differently. I just want my friends to be happy.
Friends? Oh,
When did we become friends?
So I thought that if we did something together that you really like.
I don't want your pity.
Damn.
Why did I do that?
Sleep time. Yuri sinks to her knees, her voice squeaks. Oh no.
I'm sorry.
The scene. Tears of guilt and self-loathing begin to stream down her
ready
face.
you ready to act this one out?
I want to act this scene out with Tate.
This isn't how it was supposed to go. Why is it so hard to just articulate your thoughts? Why do you end up pushing everyone away from you? Yuri's mind pounds with the internal accusations. As she shuts her eyes, unable to face Sayori or the rest of the world, she would leave to escape from here before Monica sees her like this, and Sayori tells Monica what she did. But before Yuri can put any strength into her legs, she feels a warm pair of arms gently wrapped around her from behind. Sayori whispers into a soothing voice.
It's okay. It's okay.
Overcome by despair, Yuri finds herself unable to protest or pull away from Sayori's kind gesture. Yuri sniffles, breathing heavily through her clenched throat, trying all with her willpower to control herself.
I understand. Is an understanding part. I understand that the things you're feeling in your head are different from the things you're trying to say. I know that must.
Sorry.
That was way too early.
No, I know that was. No, that was on me.
I promise I understand that. So.
Understand?
I'll give you as much time as you need. When you're ready, just tell me your feelings and we'll talk about them together, okay?
Yuri sniffles again and nods her head. She gives herself a minute to compose her thoughts and speaks while steadying her voice.
I think
Therefore I am.
I think that you've gotten so used to people, or I think I've gotten so used to people being weirded out by me that it feels like anyone who's nice to me is just doing it out of pity. I'm horrible with people, so it makes me not want to believe that someone can actually like me for who I am.
Yuri pauses, but Sayori doesn't interrupt. Rather, she waits for Yuri to continue.
I got so excited when I joined the literature club. I thought that I was finally a chance to make friends through my interests. Because my interests are the only thing I know how to talk about. That's all I have going for me. But then, whenever I catch myself getting overly obsessive in front of other people, it feels like I'm making a fool of myself. I hate myself for it. Ultimately, I just want to be treated like a normal person. But how am I supposed to expect that when I can't behave like one? I just want to learn how to get along with people and stop ruining things for myself. That's all.
Yuri finishes her thoughts, feeling more steady after having gotten them out. Sayori, who can feel Yuri's breath rise and fall from beneath her arms, realizes that as well.
Thank you for helping me understand you a little bit better. You know, you were so great at helping me while we were reading. So I'll help you with the things that you need too.
But I feel like it would just be frustrating for you with how much patience I require sometimes.
Doctors. That sounds kind of familiar. Like a joke I've heard. I couldn't stop worrying about that while we were reading. I was so afraid you would get frustrated with me.
But I would never do that. I did my best to reassure you by mentioning how I have a lot of patience. And you even wrote it down.
Yeah, I know, but my irrational fears just won't be quiet sometimes. I'm sure it's the same for you, right?
Yeah. Irrational fears.
Well, you know, there's no way that you could frustrate me because I already like you as the person that you are. I know you said you have a hard time believing that, but I promise that it's true. You don't have to be a social person to people to like you, for people to like you. I think you're really considerate in your own way, you know? Worrying so much about people's feelings. We're all kind of weird. It's a literature club. But it's the best part that we're all different and have different interests. Like about the book. I'm reading it because I want to. I promise. That's what I really want. It's a bit of a struggle, but try not to mistake that for me not enjoying it. I mean, we could never discover new things if we don't try them first, right? I want to learn the reasons that you love it so much. And in the end, if it's not for me, then I can say that. But I'll be glad that I tried it and learned more about you. Plus, you're like super duper smart, and I want that to rub off on me.
Yuri fights back a smile at that comment. Already, the heavy atmosphere surrounding her seems to have evaporated through the caress of
atmosphere.
of Sayori's arm.
Haha, original game reference.
Your hair is so pretty.
Oh man, that's something I'd say to Tyler actually.
Thank you.
I always wanted long hair.
I wouldn't say that to him.
But
My hair's probably shorter than yours.
But I was awful at taking care of it, so I cut it all off.
Mm.
Talk. Yuri's tension relaxes. For once, she feels okay just listening rather than worrying so much about saying the right things. Yuri, sensing Yuri's comforts, lets her rest. It must be so difficult for her to feel relaxed around other people. But if the literature club can make it happen, then it's something that she deserves to experience.
So Monica told me you want to die? What's that about? Well then.
That's where water comes from.
Based on my understanding of your feelings, I suppose I wouldn't mind if we were to continue reading.
That's what I wanted to hear.
But we can stop at any time. If you truly don't like it, please be honest about it. I won't be offended.
Of course! I'm not going to judge anything this early on, though.
Oh, and, it's not good to touch people without their consent first.
Shut up!
Oh no, I'm sorry! I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable.
Oh, you didn't. I mean, I suppose it was kind of nice. I was just saying. I'm back!
Monica's back! It's better than her front. I haven't seen you, at all recently.
Siri trots over to Monica. She whispers loudly.
Can I hug you?
Sure, Sayori.
Siri wraps her arms around Monica.
Oh yeah, Yuri, it might be good to know. Sayori can be kind of a hug monster.
Hey, don't call me a monster! Artemis is a monster! If he inherits the kingdom, it could spell disaster!
Yuri laughs. Monica perplexedly looks between the two of them and smiles.
Well, I'm glad you've been enjoying your reading so far. It's like our first real activity as a literature club, except I haven't been participating in it. About that. Well, you've been so patient with exploring my interests. I think that you're being considerate of me not to return the favor for you and learn about the things that you like.
Yes! Do you like poetry?
Yuri smiles.
We could share some sometime.
She does.
We're gonna need. I think this will be adequate right here.
Let me sink to my knees, all sad.
All right, Nicholas, get ready. Oh, wait, that's you.
Oh, wait,
I
need to be sad.
Wait.
Go again. I need to be more soft.
Wait.
I gotta get that.
Oh, that's amazing.
Oh, the first one didn't turn out.
Oh, that's okay. It's a good thing you got two. That's a good one too.
I got the same expression as that one picture of me.
Spam.
Are you telling me Yuri doesn't wear a spam?
She might.
I mean,
That's really
under
funny.
the sweater.
I was gonna say we don't know what's up. Not under the sweater. It'd be under the shirt.
Well, that's her school uniform. I mean, like at home.
Oh, the gray sweater.
gray sweater,
Not
yeah.
the sweater
Not
vest.
that sweater.
Okay. I'm
The
glad
white
we're
sweater.
under an understanding. That better be sent to us also.
Did you just say?
I don't know. Who
Oh
you
no,
sent
I
it
didn't.
to.
I didn't send it to
You better
anyone
send
yet.
that to us.
Hey, did you just say we're at an understanding?
What? An understanding?
Like part 2
Like
understanding?
understanding part 2?
What is this? Some kind of understanding?
Part.
Okay, I'll be right out. Leedle lee.
Did you not see that?
I did. I just.
Okay.
It sounded so much like Nicholas. It caught.
Yeah, I didn't say that, did I?
Legal. It's Nicholas'
He used to
catchphrase.
say that all the time.
Lidl. I love that picture.
I don't know where my phone is, now that I think about it.